is Ervo? Ervo is a student at Jamk University of Applied Sciences. Ervo is arriving at the Jamk campus, the main campus, as a matter of fact, of Rajakato, in New Vascular, Finland, planet Earth. In the solar system 25,000 light years away from the center of the Milky Way. Oh, poor Ervo. Ervo is a brisk and careful guy, but sometimes Ervo tends to forget things. Like now, the importance of proper hygiene. Currently, there's a number of hand sanitizing stations all over Jamk, and special attention is paid to hygiene issues due to the exceptional circumstances on our planet. Ervo is also well aware of this. Ervo is excited that he has many friends on campus. Here's his friend Kuisma. But no, Ervo! Remember, no hugs! It is recommended that you keep at least a 2-meter distance to others while at Jamk. Remember that you also have to stay self-quarantined at home for 2 weeks after arriving from a foreign country, or after experiencing any symptoms similar to COVID-19. Jamk offers excellent systems for everybody to study and work remotely if needed. Although it isn't mandatory, you're also allowed to wear a face mask on campus, especially if close contact to one another is unavoidable. This semester, Ervo has a lecture in a part of the campus he's not familiar with. Upon entering the new classroom, Ervo carefully checks the classroom door for the exit plan in case of an emergency. Because Ervo is a good and careful student and, as usual, has arrived early, he also has time to refresh his memory on emergency procedures. Well done, Ervo. Uh-oh. The fire alarm. In the unlikely case of a fire or other emergency which requires evacuation, the campus will be notified by an alarm. Luckily, Ervo remembers to stay calm and thinks back to the safety procedures. Upon exiting the classroom, Ervo and Kuisma make sure that they do not go towards the area where there's smoke. If there would be smoke in the corridor, Ervo and Kuisma would be smart cookies and stay inside the classroom. Fortunately, the way out is clear, and our two pals are able to calmly follow the exit signs out of the building. On the way out, make sure that all the doors are closed behind you. But no, Ervo! In case of a fire, do not use the elevator.
No.
Use the stairs. Finally, as our friends exit the building, they make their way to the emergency gathering point. Here you can see the gathering points of the Rajakato campus marked on the map. For some reason, the gathering point looks pretty empty. Where is everybody? As Ervo has been able to ensure his own safety, he goes on to contact emergency services by calling 112. However, do remember that if you know the emergency services has already been called, please don't make any extra phone calls. Keep the line clear. When calling 112, Ervo calmly explains where he's calling from and who's calling. Ervo explains that there's a fire alarm, but it doesn't seem like everyone's out of the building just yet. Ervo remembers not to hang up until the operator gives him permission to do so. Fortunately, the emergency services are already aware of the situation and are on their way. Luckily, it seems as though this was a false alarm. Ervo decides to reflect on his behavior. If he was the first one to notice the fire, he could have raised the fire alarm by pressing a fire alarm button. If the fire would have been manageable, he could have grabbed a fire extinguisher from one of these boxes and begun putting out the fire. But for now, Ervo can be happy with his behavior. By keeping his head together, he was able to stay safe. He even decides to download the official 112 Emergency Services app. 10 out of 10 points, Ervo. Ervo's been a happy camper this semester. Studies are going well and his life is good. But who is this stranger in the hallway? Something's off with his behavior. In the unlikely case of a person threatening with physical violence, Ervo knows what to do. Much like in the case of a fire, he has to stay calm, warn others, notify the emergency services, and and safely moved to the emergency gathering point. However, in this case, the threatening person is preventing Ervo from exiting. Luckily, Ervo remembers the safety procedure. Ervo locks the door, and the lights inside the classroom are turned off. Remember to close the blinds. When it's dark in the room and the blinds are closed, it looks like no one's inside. Ervo and the others haul furniture in front of the door to further prevent access. Finally, the people in the class gather behind solid walls and stay low to ensure their safety. Remember to remain quiet, and if possible, put your phones on silent. Ervo also uses the 112 application to contact emergency services. Once again, by being aware of safety protocol, Ervo and his peers have been able to mitigate a very dangerous situation. Well done! After the stressful situation unravels, Ervo and Kuisma put their mind into something else in the campus library. Ervo's feeling fine, but he realizes his friend is feeling down. Ervo asks Kuisma what's bothering him, and it turns out the stressful day is not the only thing on Kuisma's mind. He's been having trouble with his partner, and his after-school job is getting too heavy on top of his studies. Ervo's very glad his friend is opening up to him, but reminds Kuisma that if he's feeling low, there's a whole bunch of people there to support him. Besides family and friends, Kuisma can contact the tutor teacher, school counselor, and even the school pastor. And if needed, Jamk can direct him to comprehensive healthcare services, which provide help with any healthcare problems, be they physical or mental. Kuisma is already feeling better after talking with Ervo, but he decides to send a short email to his tutor teacher explaining the situation. Well done, Kuisma. You'll never have to go it alone. So that's about it for the safety guide. If you have any further questions, make sure to ask questions and check out www.jamk.fi. But wait! Silly Ervo, we almost forgot a few tiny things about campus rules. While on campus, you are responsible for your own belongings. Jamk is not a place to store any of your personal items. If you own a motor vehicle, student parking permits are available at the info desk. There's a limited amount of parking space though, so be quick. First come, first serve. If you still haven't managed to quit smoking, that's okay. But remember, there's no smoking in the boys' room. Not even electronic cigarettes. Smoking on campus is prohibited everywhere else except at the designated smoking areas. Keep yourself safe and refer to the safety procedures if you start to forget them. And remember, if you keep yourself safe, you're also keeping Ervo safe. And most of all, enjoy your studies at Jamk. Studying can be challenging, but it can also be the best time of your life. Have fun at Jamk.